Bucks and Six and this line and kind of the germ of this idea actually came, about 11 years ago. I was new in Milwaukee. When you look at the Bucks brand and who we are, we were, a distant probably number 4 in the Milwaukee market in terms of brand affinity and that sort of thing behind, the, no disrespect to minor league hockey, but behind the local minor league hockey team, right? Like we did not have a brand, we did not really have a culture. And we had a player named Brandon Jennings who we made the playoffs. We were the number 8 seed, and somebody asked him before the series, and this was LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, that whole Heat thing. Somebody asked him beforehand, what's your prediction for the series, and he said Bucks and 6, right? And it became sort of a joke nationally, but locally, like there was this culture of Bucks fans who that resonated with, and became sort of this rallying cry for years, and a couple years later, somebody said, Brandon, do you regret saying that? And he was like, no, man, that one's for the culture, right? So like the germ of the idea was sort of built a little bit there. And really as we've gone through, and we've obviously gone through a really incredible run, and we see our brand and the Bucks as, as we've gotten the opportunity to play in London, play in Paris, play in Abu Dhabi this last fall. You go around the world, and the NBA is such a global sport that when we go places, people don't know Milwaukee without the Bucks, right? Like they couldn't point to it on a map, but we've become that touchstone for the city, and we want to be that megaphone for the great things that happen in Milwaukee, for the culture that's there, and to be able to give voice to the great culture and the great creative people that we have in the market. So that was really where we kind of started with this. And then the other piece of it was, again, the NBA is so into fashion and culture, and you see all the photos of the players walking in, what they're wearing to the plane, and we kind of had this moment where it was like our retail person at the time came to me and said, how do we get them in Bucks gear? That would really help. And I said, well, why don't we make Bucks gear that they would want to wear, right? So that was where the idea all sort of came together and really built from there. So that's what it is. It's for the culture.